Well, good morning everybody. Michael here on the AT. It is, I believe, Monday, the 29th of April. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Again, I kind of lose track of all that. It's just, like I may have said in a previous post, it's just not that important. When you're on the trail, you're consumed by 3 or 4 things. One is AWOL's guide as to where you are, where you're going to go, where all the water stops are, how far it is to your shelter. Number 2, finding water and always having water. And third thing is probably knowing where you can stop to resupply food, because you can't do anything without it, and you can't survive just in the junk that you get from freeze-dried. You know, people try to do the best they can, making simple meals fancy. They'll throw in cheese and some spices, make it palatable. But your best bet is those days where you do a Nero or a zero. Like I did a Nero yesterday after 4 days in the woods to Gatlenburg. We got off the trail and thumbed a ride into Gatlenburg and spent the night and get right back on the trail in the morning, got a shuttle back to the trail. And so you don't lose any time in the trail that way, which is kind of important. You can't be going into towns unless you need to, and we needed to. It was, like I say, we were running out of food after 4 days, and you had to get some, and you really got to get a real meal so you can wash down 1,200, 1,500 calories. So me, Fish, Nate, Snail, and Anna, we went to a restaurant in some Texas barbecue in Gatlenburg. I can't keep looking at you because I got to keep watching this trail. In Gatlenburg and some Texas restaurant, and it was a nice restaurant. It wasn't too expensive, and I just had a nice 12-ounce ribeye with a baked potato and some potato skins. And oh man, it's just so good to fill up on that stuff for one time. So that's going to be it for that. I don't go back into a town again for 3 days to Hot Springs, and that's going to be my first zero in a week and a half. You just got to bear in mind your body just can't keep taking 15-mile hikes every day without fatigue, and your feet curse you, and you get tired of, like the meals I spoke of, and sleeping on air mattresses. As intriguing, as wonderful as this trail is, you gotta remember that your body can take just so much. Anyway, today I got a 16-mile hike from Newfound Gap to, forget the name of the shelter, but it's 16 miles away. Right now it is 11:35. I got going at 9, so I'm making good time. This particular section of the trail is just beautiful. It is so nice. Whoever put this trail in here, just, man, I love the person who figured this out. It stays high all the time, over 5,000 feet, and it doesn't force you to keep going over peaks. It skirts around the sides of them, and it drops off pretty precipitously on one side, so you get to see, not at this very moment, but you get to see these beautiful vistas of the Smokies. Let's see what else is going on. So I feel good today. I'm really happy to be back out on the trail after that Nero. Nate and Fish, they're a couple of 26-year-old young bucks that we've become good friends. They went ahead, which I can't keep up with those guys, but I usually get to the shelters maybe an hour, hour and a half after they do. And we become good friends. Nate is from Iowa. He adopted the trail name Sweet Corn, which I think is kind of gay, but well, in any event. Oops, sorry about that. My apologies to all the gay people out there. That name, so we're going to run with that. And Fish is a big fisherman, so he likes that name. And Nate followed me one day and said, all I could think of watching you walk, Michael. You're short, and we can get that staff. He says, you remind me of Yoda. So that, I said, okay, I can deal with that. So my trail name for the next 5 months is Yoda, Y-O-D-A. And so I got to keep thinking of wise things to say to everybody, so I can play the role. Well, that's about it. Again, one more day will be the 30th of April, and that'll be the last day of the month. We'll be into May, and I will, by the end of tomorrow, I should have about 290 miles done, right around there. And I'm feeling good. I've really gotten stronger. My legs are strong. I'm getting past the blister thing. You know, that was kind of pain in the butt for a while. But these new shoes are helping that. These Brooks Cascadias that I got back in Franklin. And so like I say, today is just such a nice hike. It's not forcing us over any mountaintops other than the first one to get to this altitude. And I can make good miles today. If I feel good at the 16-mile mark, I may keep on going to the next shelter. Because I got a funny feeling Nate and Fish did just that. But they're fun to try to keep up with. You know, they're good guys, and I'm not forcing myself. You know, I'm pretty strong. And if I feel up to it, I'll try to catch them. Anyway, North Carolina is a very beautiful state. I'm really enjoying this part of being in the Smokies. Well, North Carolina and Tennessee, I should say, because the AT goes right along the border of the two. And it is stunningly beautiful. I'm sure you can appreciate it by car, but when you're walking 2 miles an hour, you can appreciate it all the more. Okay, well, I guess that's enough for today. I'll try to get this vid off as soon as I can find some Wi-Fi service. All right, you take care, everybody. Sarah, Chester, Samantha, love you guys. All right, Eric, thinking about you, bud. Be sure what's her name picks up the gym. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.